All right, hello everybody. We're gonna work on a commission today, and I've got my new client here. If you want to introduce yourself,
Hey there, my name is Techno.
Techno, nice name. All right, so let's see here. I made this. Oh yeah, because you wanted a thumbnail, right?
Thumbnail and background, yes.
Okay, thumbnail and back. Okay,
The
let's see. I
yeah,
might have to make this bigger then. Hold on, because this
yeah,
is
no
like the
problem.
size of a thumbnail.
Yeah,
Although wait,
um,
shoot. All right,
yeah.
I'm
So
just
we
gonna
can.
have to start another one then.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
all right, don't worry, dude. It takes 2 seconds.
All right.
All right. And I could just duplicate. Oops, that was right before. And then I could just
Yeah.
drag it into like the side here. All right, so let me get this going. Okay, so I'm gonna get this going and oops. Hold on. Or actually, yeah, let me save this background commission. All right. Okay, and then let me get this started. Then we're gonna have to do that PSA on the
The
hacking
hacking
group.
group.
Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Or we'll talk about that as we go along. Okay, so
Yeah.
what kind of background do you want?
I was thinking if you could do like a cool little sci-fi computer room, lots of
Okay.
monitors and wires. Just think of geeky robot place.
Okay, let's see. What perspective do you want it at? Like 1 point perspective or 2 points?
Do you have which one? Which one would you think would go good?
Probably a. Well, if you want to see most of the room, I would say 1 point perspective. All right, where's the?
Yeah, okay, then we'll go 1 point.
Shoot, I'm trying to look for. I don't know my program. Where is it? Layer. Okay, right. Uh, okay, yeah, perspective ruler, and it's gonna be 1 point perspective. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay, now let me see here. Okay, so basically what we have to get into is that hacker group that's been going
Yeah,
on. If you, I'm hoping that most of you have not clicked on it already, but there's been this group of hackers going around with different accounts, leaving comments like they are using a bot. I think because they'll just go onto any random video and say "want to be friends," and then beforehand it was believed if you subscribe to them they would be able to hack your account just by doing that, but now apparently it turns out they can, if you even just reply, they can, or click on their channel, they can hack your account just by doing that, which is ridiculous.
yeah, it's getting serious. And also be on the lookout. It should be quite noticeable, but just for the few that might fall for it, they tend to either do one of two things. Well, three things. There's the ones that are pretty obvious. They make it's pretty clear that this is just a just create account. There's no logo. There's just nothing. It just
Yeah,
seems out of place. But they are able to duplicate either people that are subscribed. For example, for YouTube, people who are subscribed to you, people who you follow, and they can make steal their profile picture and they can make it seem like they are trying to add you. So while it's easy to spot, there are some who might miss it. So do not click anything in regards to replying to them,
yeah,
clicking on
exactly.
their account. If you see anything that just says want to be friends, best option you could do is either delete it or just ignore it.
Yeah, I would report it as spam like immediately. Yeah, don't even comment to them to chew them out because they're gonna hack your account.
Yeah. And just to let everyone know, there is no reports of them doing anything such as releasing IP or hacking into banks or anything. It just seems like what they will, from what I've been hearing from my friends, they are mostly just just hacking into your account and just doing fuck knows what. They're just
They want
messing
to,
around with your profile.
it seems like they want to create the illusion like they were successful at building up a subscriber base.
Yeah.
Considering that it's gonna catch up to them, not only are you gonna not get subscribers, people are gonna hate you, and you're going to jail.
Yeah, this is going to end badly for whoever is doing it. If it's one person, kudos to you. You seem to have made it this far, but just remember, every empire falls. So there is going to be a moment where you're going to get too cocky and you're going to get caught.
That this whole situation reminds me of have you seen that one Vine of this black dude? I think it was like from Mardi Gras, where it's like they're just filming, and then suddenly this black guy jumps in front of the camera and screams, "I'm going to jail!"
Yeah, I remember that. That one was funny.
Yeah, this whole situation reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Fucking moron! You do not get Vine life. It's gonna get Vine life by cheating out the people like that. It's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah, it's crazy too, considering there's a lot of people who get in the limelight and then it comes back and bites them in the ass. They're not untouchable.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. It also helps if you have like reference images. If I could use that, because
I might have to back out and find a way to send it.
All right, because you'll have the or if you have to exit out, you'll have the stream link still, right?
Yeah, I still got it. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. Yeah, once he gets back, we'll probably discuss what kind of things we do. So I just wanted to get that PSA out there in case there's anyone else who still hasn't seen, because I've just been spreading the word through the reposting a lot of the videos that I've come across on those on DeviantArt, but still, considering how ridiculous this is getting, it's probably best to just talk about that. Also, because like he was saying, with blank accounts, blank accounts also on DeviantArt, don't trust those either, like anywhere. Like if you see they comment on, like, some annoying thing is people keep doing this to me, is that they have like a blank avatar and they will randomly follow me, and then people catch up to the fact that they're spammers or hackers or both, and they'll get deleted like almost instantly, and that gets very frustrating. So it's nice, and it's especially frustrating if you haven't had any much followers recently or in quite a while. So I mean, DeviantArt is just like basically dead. I mean, their app sucks, so you can't really do much on there. Okay, so 1 point perspective here looks fine so far. I mean, it's just a box. All right, sorry, just checking my notifications here while he gets back. All right, yeah, at least more people are seeing the post that I made. Oh, okay, here. Yay, Crow's here, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started without you, sorry. Yeah, we didn't know if he was going to be in someone else's stream or what, so...
Yeah. Well, that didn't work out. We were expecting another guest, but that guest didn't arrive. Great. I guess I have to deal with it.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be too much pain in the ass. Let's see. My one client who's just heading off to get something, or I don't know. Or he had to get some reference pictures for me. Shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully.
Oh.
But yeah, we just did a quick PSA, and okay, if you want to check the chat for me or whatever, you can do that. Let's see. Hopefully he'll still be in here. Yeah, because we had to do a quick PSA on these hackers and spammers, so because it's getting really bad on YouTube. You see the videos I sent you?
Yep, I saw it. So they're... Yikes.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I've never heard of people being able to do that, where they just click on it, or you reply to them, and they'll instantly be able to hack your system. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, nasty.
So yeah, just if you see that comment, want to be friends or something similar, just report it as spam immediately. I'm in a box. I'm in a box. It's a very nice box. This is where you will be all quarantined. let's see. Usually I have my streams. I try to get my streams to be around 3 o'clock, but everyone's got different schedules that I have on. Oh boy. I have to end up start doing them late at night, actually, because that's the only time I ever like to work. All right, let's see. Make sure he's not having too much trouble getting back. Okay, here he's back. All right, there you are.
Yeah.
Woohoo! And guess who's here? Woohoo!
Oh,
My boyfriend Crow.
Hello. What's up?
Crow.
Ah,
Crow.
Techno.
Yep.
Well, hello.
Hello there.
Hello there. All right, you found some good images to send me?
Yeah, it's in the Twitter.
Okie dokie, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
snazzy.
just heads up, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. It doesn't have to be perfect.
not.
It's just an example of
All right.
what the background should at least look like. Just something
Yeah.
similar.
Oh yeah, of course you can't. That's plagiarism if you just duplicate the whole thing. Okay,
Yeah.
let's save the image. Save that to my desktop and then drag it in. All right. Where is it?
Excuse me.
Things. All right, so let's see. What else? Let's see. You introduce yourself and you want to talk about what kind of things you do for what you're doing, getting this commission for. Oh shoot, what the heck did it say?
Gotcha. So, as you all know, again, I am Techno. I am a... I don't know if I should expose myself. I am a robot. Well, anyway. Yes, I am a robot. Or I'm an android that got bored of being an android and just decided, fuck it, I want to be a human.
Okay.
So think Detroit become human only. Think Detroit become human only cooler.
Okay, nice.
Anyway, so I'm your standard reviewer, commentator, mostly inspired by response channels such as Combat Wombat, John Swan, and Critical.
Oops.
And it just got me the idea. I mostly came up with the idea of my YouTube channel during the time of what was known as the J Station debacle that was going on YouTube.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't he that jackass who profits off of people's deaths?
Yes, along with NNA Productions, and he tried to profit off his girlfriend's fake death.
Oh, jeez. That's just
Yeah,
slimy thing to do.
Yeah, there's more to it, and I can talk about it a little bit more because I was one of the people who was just constantly calling him out on an old Twitter account of mine.
Oh, jeez.
And yeah, so it came down to it. So I'm generally going to try and keep it on a more on a low down, less curse words kind of thing, and just stick to the subject at hand, making a few bad jokes here and there, while also reviewing a few things like movies, cartoons, TV shows, and such. And maybe even start a podcast with my friend, Mr. Cake Dragon Man, called yeah, not to insult him. He got the name because he was he started the channel when he was 15, and he was a brony. He has since stopped being a brony though.
Yeah, I don't have anything against that, but I love that name though.
Yeah, so we're planning. I wanted to probably call it DT. Just keep it short and sweet, and that's about it. But my first video is going to be on the different types of Mary Sues and Gary Stews.
Yeah, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah, because there's a video by a YouTuber by the name of Just a Robot who was talking about. Yeah, he made a video about Mary Sues, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, he's already explained what Mary Sues are, but does he know about the different types of Mary Sues that are out there?
Oh yeah, there's one interesting video that maybe you could check out before you do that, because there was this one interesting video I've heard. Do you follow Overly Sarcastic Productions?
Heard of them, but no.
Oh, well, basically they had a video, like, well, you can still make, obviously you can still make the video if you want, but because I mean, it's interesting how there's certain trends in like crappy writing like that, but
yeah,
was it basically because they had two videos that were kind of similar to each other where they say basically this type of character doesn't exist, and the Mary Sue was one of them because they basically explained that the Mary Sue is just like a sign of other problems in the writing, not so much the character by themselves.
Yeah, it's just that when you think of Mary Sue, it's just I had to look into what even a Mary Sue was, and I was just like, is this just an insult that someone made up? And then looking into it, it turns out it was an actual character that was created in a fan fiction back before the internet.
Oh yeah.
For Star Trek, and it was more just a joke about fan fiction. Mary Sue was created as a joke, just to make fun of OCs, just characters that weren't and fan fictions in general. It was made as a joke.
So they had
And then
OCs before the internet. Sorry to interrupt, but I didn't know they had that stuff before the internet.
originally the OCs weren't even called OCs. They were just called inserts. And inserts were made clear in the magazines because they were actual like magazines that the Star Trek fans had, where you could read your own different fan stories, and they were called inserts. But they had certain rules to it. But there were some people that were breaking parts of it, which was you cannot make your character the main focus of the story. You cannot make that character the main focus. The stories are made to focus on the core characters of the series. Your character can have a big role with them, but they cannot take over.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Which-
you have. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ray does take over.
Oh yeah, I got
Her
into
story.
I think I got into an argument with someone at work about how Ray was in fact a Mary Sue, but I tried arguing. I think it was an accident more than it was an intentional. Because
Well,
and
it
they were
definitely that was a pretty costly mistake.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that
jeez.
much.
oh, it definitely was. It definitely
It's a
was.
sign of very amateur writing, because I've had characters who were basically Mary Sue's before I even like published things on the internet that I never really wrote down much, and like basically I would basically make up like my own fan fictions for different series in my head and like never write them down though. And basically, just from what I remember, yeah, they were basically Mary Sue's.
I have a Wattpad, but it was just more I used it because I was extremely bored and there was really no effort. I only created one story. I am a huge wrestling fan, and it's just me posting my favorite scenes from cartoons, TV shows, and movies, and just inserting WWE wrestlers and divas into the script. It's just basically copy and paste, to which I would say, yeah, this isn't creative writing. I'm just extremely bored.
So it's like Smash Bros, but with cartoons.
Yeah, and I think the most popular one I did. Are you familiar with the TV show Melissa and Joey?
No, sadly.
It was a popular. I think it was. What's it called? True TV. ABC Family series. And
Okay.
I watched it. It wasn't great, but I fairly enjoyed it. It had some moments. It had its moments.
That's nice.
And it's just about a guy and a woman that become, I guess you could say, partners in raising these two kids, in which the guy is a nanny. He's a male nanny because he lost his job due to a scandal, but he refers to just call himself a freelance worker. Yeah. So anytime someone says, "Oh, you have a nice boss," or "Your boss is pretty cute," he says, "It's not my boss. I'm freelance." Yeah.
Silly.
An interesting fact about the guy, about the actor who plays the guy, whose name is Joe Longo, or it's Joey Lawrence. An interesting fact: Joey Lawrence played Oliver in Oliver and Company when he was young.
I don't know what that show is either.
Whoa.
You've never seen the movie Oliver and Company?
Oh, Oliver and
No.
Company?
Yeah,
I have. That's an animated movie. Maybe
yeah,
it
it's with the
and
the little orange cat.
Orange Cat. No, that does not. Maybe I've seen Orange Cat in cartoons before, but
yeah.
Well, he's definitely got a good resume when it comes to things he's been in. So, yeah. But one of the things I really cannot stand, though, is that if I'm going to read a story with an OC or even just an insert character, I cannot stand when people make that OC the main focus, or just do something that just makes me just say, okay, I can't read this anymore, because it has become so frustrating to just make it seem like this story is just about them when you never mentioned that at all.
Oh geez, I hope then you don't like hate my story, because well, the thing is, well, there's a lot more to like because Reva is my OC, and
Yeah.
but she's not the only main focus. Let's see, the other canon characters are who are to show up, but mainly it's Tarlok and Amon who are the more important canon characters.
Hmm.
And I really liked their mom, even though she had like no lines at all. So I decided to give her more screen time.
I'd say I'd more have a problem with a fan fiction if it's made that you're just oblivious to the fact that you are making a Mary Sue. If you can at least see that maybe they're like, even if it's just vaguely that you understand, okay, maybe I'm making this character a little bit too much of a Mary Sue, then that's fine. We all do something every now and then. We try to make our characters interesting, and they tend to come off as Mary Sue, and you can tell it's unintentional. You can tell that there is effort to try and put some flaws and some, actual character into it. I'm talking about characters that are made to be so perfect, and the writers act like this is normal.
Oh yeah, like because the thing is, it's like there's such low standards for writing on TV now. Because was it that one character from Fairly Odd Parents at the ending, like the last season they added her? Was it?
Oh my god!
I don't remember what her name is, but yeah, she's one of
Chloe.
Oh right, Chloe. It's like, how do you
Yeah.
share fairy godparents? It's one thing if, say, for example, she used to have like I don't know, one of them was a fairy godparent for her in the past or something, and she didn't have her memory erased for some reason. That could have been an interesting story.
I helped my friend of mine talk about that in a live stream of his, or I just helped him find information within the character. And the issue, based on the writing, because he has a hard time spotting certain things, so he needs help every now and then. And I said, well, we could look back to the case in which Timmy did actually give up his fairy godparents one time, and that was for what was that girl's name that was obsessed with him all the time?
Not Trixie? No, Trixie's another girl. I don't remember. Shoot, but she's Vicky's little sister.
Trudy, I think it was Trudy.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus, that's gonna drive me up a wall. But anyway, he gave up his fairy godparents for her just so she could get back at her older sister. So
yeah, I remember
there
that.
is this. Yeah, so there's a sense that obviously Timmy will do what he thinks is right, and sometimes what he thinks is right will come back and bite him in the ass, and he learns from it. It just seems now, though, that they're really forgetting what made Fairly Odd Parents, which is now Timmy's a little bit more selfish. He just doesn't want to share his Fairly Godparents, which understandably so. You wouldn't want to either, especially with just some random person. But Chloe's reason to why she would need fairy godparents is really, really bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, she has everything like from you could see in the series, and her reason is, oh, I do such nice things, but they end up just doing something bad. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, please tell me this is honestly just an actual parody to Mary Sue's. I'm begging you, because if you're doing that, then I will love you guys forever. But instead, it came off as, oh, she's so nice and she's so helpful. She doesn't realize that what she's doing could affect other people in negative ways. I would have personally, and I said to my friend, I personally would have rewritten it to where, okay, yes, she has nice things. She has nice things and she has such a nice house. But truth is, her parents are not there for her as much, or she doesn't, or she's also having a bad babysitter herself, or maybe she has more issues in regards to her own emotions, or just, I'm digging way too deep into it. It sounds really bad, but there are so many ways you could have rewritten it to where, it wasn't because she's too nice. It's not. It could be that she's also facing home life problems.
Yeah, and also because let's see, they already did the rich kid there with the rich neglectful parents with Remy Bucks of Plenty, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was that thing they explored, but if they were to explore other home issues, or maybe not so much a crappy babysitter, but I don't know, something else.
You could have had it that maybe even though she has that, she is not getting, her parents are rarely there for her. So she tries to be nice, but she doesn't realize she's coming off as annoying. Maybe something like that.
Or she oversteps like boundaries without realizing it, because that's like
people do. That's also it. And it just fails. It just fails at that point, especially with the added new characters such as the dog. Just, oh my God. Just no. I mean, Poof was okay. Poof, whatever. I didn't really care.
If they made him grow up, that would have been better. I mean, they technically did, but it was really cringy.
Oh yeah, very, very cringy. Especially the live-action Fairly Odd Parents movie that failed miserably.
Yeah.
Wait, there's the live action.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was around 2013 maybe, and it starred Drake Bell and that one actress that played Victoria, Tori's sister in Victorious.
All right, guys, I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back. You can keep chatting though.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it just it was.
How did I not know this?
You didn't know that?
About that? Like, yeah, I did not hear about the Fairly Odd Parents live action.
It flopped pretty bad, and it flopped so bad. I don't know who was the screw job to do this. They tried to make a second movie, thinking that would fix the issue, but instead it made it worse. And the ending to the second movie was just so bad. It was terrible. You probably can't even find. They'll never actually re-air it. There's no chance they're going to. But the last movie ends with them stopping. The bad guys are Crocker and some other dude. It's so bad. I honestly forgot his name. I don't even know who it is. But they managed to stop them both. But Timmy in himself goes animated back to his kid form, and now he's a fairy godparent.
All right, I'm back.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. What I missed.
They made 2 live-action movies to the
yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents. The second one ends with Timmy stopping the bad guys, but he becomes a fairy godparent in and himself. Yeah, it was that bad.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell happened. And they brought back, obviously, Tara Strong to voice act Timmy because Timmy is now animated. He's no longer human anymore. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, after all that build up to the first movie to where Timmy and I believe I'm just going to stick with Trudy, which is Vicky's sister. I'm just going to keep calling her that. Trudy finally start dating, only for it to end with Trudy now having to accept the fact that Timmy is now back to kid form and is a fairy godparent animated form.
Ew, and she doesn't go back to being a kid. That's so gross.
No, but apparently he becomes Trudy's fairy godparent now, even though she's an adult.
What the?
What? That's not how it works.
I don't even know. I'm just okay. You guys failed miserably. There's a reason even Rotten Tomatoes gave you a 1%.
Yikes. That's bad.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, which is very biased, even had to come forward saying, "Okay, yeah, we hate this. Never mind."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So.
Yeah, hopefully, though, my story's not going to be that cringy, because, let's see, there's actually a lot of other fan characters I made for my story, because you're going to be introduced to them, because, let's see, I had to change the way it was written a bunch of times. I had to recently give this one important character the axe, because I realized, oh shit, she's basically completely useless, and she's holding back development so much, because I have no clue what to do with her, and I hate her design. I'm never happy with it.
You can't be any bad than some of the stories I found. I did find one that I contemplated on bringing up with the series with Dragon Man, but I think reading further into it, it was a trilogy. We were going to do like maybe a possible 3-part series to this, and it was. I think reading into it more, I don't think these characters were intentionally made to be Mary Sue's. It looks like that the person who wrote it, honest job, nonetheless, an honest job. But it just, I think they were trying way too hard to either make it that, look, I'm trying to give them weaknesses, but I also want them to win. And it was a Star Wars: The Clone Wars fan fiction, and I'm somewhat of a huge fan of that series. I actually loved it, and I love the characters.
Let's see. I saw it like on and off as like a kid. I just saw it passing by when I was watching other things. Because I had kind of lost interest in Star Wars, but then I got back into it. So now I need to find time to get into that series.
Yeah, I think the only thing that made me cringe, and I said the it wouldn't be enough because it's just one, was the two characters that were made were their love interests were Ahsoka Tano and Barriss Free, and I thought, oh great, you're obviously romancing the main characters, which is kind of meh in itself, but whatever.
I mean, I suppose it could work, but romance is like probably one of the most difficult genres to pull off correctly.
Very.
Mainly because, oh my god, there are so many people out there who do not realize what makes a toxic relationship.
Yes,
It's
and yeah, it's really creepy. It's really creepy, and you can definitely tell it through its writing. And the character development, I guess you could see from writing it, and this is why I say I think you might have. When I hear your story, maybe it won't be bad, or it'll actually be a whole lot better. Its reason was the characters' names, which I just thought, I don't know why you would name your characters this, especially when in a Star Wars movie, are Michael and Zach.
Yeah, and I said, of all the creative things you could have named them in Star Wars, you went with that? Like the most generic names ever. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you a D, okay? The reason I'm not giving you an F, buddy, is because they're not bad names, but this is Star Wars. You could have generated a name. There's websites that generate names for you. You could have gotten something. And pushing more into it, I did like their background. It definitely did show that he was starting off on the wrong track. And that was, they did know about the Force, but the only thing they were good at was Force levitation. That's it. And it turns out that they were trained by a Sith who was actually mentioned in the comics of the Star Wars series. And I liked it because the story was that this Sith Lord actually left the Separatists because she realized they were liars. They were not who they say they were. They were not loyal to who worked for them. And once they found no use for them, they were killed off. So she ran off and went into hiding. So I thought, oh, okay, I like that. And you looked into it. You found out she's confirmed dead, but it's unknown how she died. So you gave her more of a backstory. Good job. B+, no, A-. Good job. I like that. And she found them because they were orphans. And I said, okay, kind of cliche, C+, orphans. Who hasn't created an OC that's an orphan? But, wasn't terrible. And she taught them the ways of the Force, but they still need to learn. But the only thing that they do want to keep hidden when they become Jedis is that they use Force lightning, and they only use it to just save themselves. I thought that's got to give you a D+, man, because I remember reading further into your story, you only really gave them Force lightning because you needed them to use it to defeat one of the bad guys, and that's kind of a bad form of writing. You don't just give someone something as a means to survive or just make them stronger. You give them that.
Unless they're in that kind of environment where it's like life or death if you do or don't do something.
I guess. But this is where I believe the guy probably started to fall apart, and I just realized, okay, this guy is not, and this is where he is not really trying at all anymore. I don't think he's either trying or maybe he messed up. Michael fights General Grievous. Zach fights the Star Wars, the Clone Wars character Asajj Ventress, which is an assassin of the Separatists, who had a pretty good role in the series. And now, if we know anything about Ahsoka, when she fought General Grievous in the Clone Wars series, she lost twice. General Grievous pretty much mopped the floor with her to where she had to run away. She had to run away. Well, it's season 1. You would see it anyway.
All right.
Now, Michael in the story, even though he nearly gets beaten, somehow beats General Grievous. And I thought, no, that would have...
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
Because
General Grievous is...
Yeah, he murders Jedi for breakfast.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He's a tough SOB.
He picks teeth with Jedi apprentices.
Exactly.
With their ribs.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is a guy who is known for cheating. He arms himself with two arms, maybe a third one, and uses a blaster for the fourth one. He knows every single cheat in the book to where he could easily take down a Jedi. That's why even the most experienced don't want to challenge
cheating
him.
and also, he cheats firstly, and second, he scares Jedi half to death.
Yeah,
Even the bravest of Jedi.
exactly.
Just with the spinning of his blades, he uses their fear against them.
Exactly. So he's good at mind games, intimidation, and as well as finding ways in which to overwhelm his opponents. That would have been perfect in establishing that Michael still has a long way to go. But no, he beats him. He beats him. And I'm just thinking, no.
Yeah.
Even though General Grievous escapes, it doesn't feel like Michael was prepared. It feels like you just let him win just to make it seem like he's a strong character. And Zach, as I said, fought Asajj Ventress. Asajj is pretty strong. She's not entirely she's not the deadliest, but she has good acrobatic skills as well as the ability to really channel the Force to get her out of tough spots. Zach beats her hands down just without even a sweat.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's why I said, now you're really messing up. This isn't cringe to where I'm going to be putting on my channel, but this definitely, if you ever see this, needs to be worked on.
Yeah, I suppose they could always improve, of course. But
yeah, but I want to hear your story though. I want to hear your story.
Okay, well, let's see. Basically, because I had to go through quite a few changes overall in this throughout its history. But let's see. Let me grab my synopsis that I had for it. Basically, my synopsis for synopsis. There you go. For it is, let's see. It was originally called The Tale of Reba, but then I changed the name to Reba, Agent of Wolves, and because I guess that could have like a double meaning to it once I read it. Okay, so Reba, Agent of Wolves is a light novel that takes place in the Avatar world during the Legend of Korra timeline. Reba is a non-bender going to high school at UA Academy. That's a place I made up. And in Republic City,
classic school settings.
Yay. Oh, there we go. But it's a middle school, or not middle school, private school, so it's not quite the same. UA Academy in Republic City, who becomes double agent for Amon and Tarlok. Along the way, she is caught up in an ancient conflict involving a pack of wolf spirits. So there's a lot more than just her. So it has like a bunch of other characters with backstories that I made up.
That's something you always need.
Yeah.
What's the premise of the story?
Let's see. Because let's see, I was actually gonna originally have it start like be linear, but then I decided it's gonna be non-linear, and I was basically gonna have it where it actually would start in like the future, I guess you could say, and then like has like goes through the rest of the flashbacks, or like goes back and forth a bit. Where Reba, it's like years later, and Reba's a bounty hunter, and she's hunting down, or she's been tasked to hunt down one of her old friends named Jing Jing, who she used to be. Or who
close with?
Who she used to be close with, and then and then through the flashbacks, you learn what happened with not only her but also like the other stuff involved with the wolf spirits and the other characters. There's also there's Jing Jing, who is also a non-bender. There's Hayaki, which is the fan favorite so far. She's because originally she's still adopted, but basically she is the adopted daughter of the chemistry teacher at UA Academy, and her dad is a police officer. And originally she was going to have her adopted sister was going to be Vasuda, but I decided Vasuda was just too much of a wet blanket, so I got rid of her because she didn't serve much purpose. And she changed the most overall, so I had to get rid of her. So Hayaki stays though. And she's the fan favorite, and can lightning bend, and let's see. And she's good at fixing things, basically, yeah.
Okay. It's good that you got your synopsis and the premises of the story down. That's always a good thing. I believe there's a book out there that made it clear. The premise of the story is what really drives the story. Because if you don't have a good premise to your story, it doesn't matter if you have good characters, good theme, whatever. It doesn't matter. If not having a good premise will break the story. to give a metaphor, it would be like failing a test before you even walk into the
Oh,
classroom.
jeez.
Yeah, if you don't have a good premise, then you're in trouble. So it's good that you got your premises down, because I was getting nervous. I was like, okay, please don't turn this into an emojis movie kind of thing, please.
What made you think that it would be like the emojis, though?
I didn't think it was going to be like the emoji movie. I said, please don't start. Please, whatever you do, when I asked you the premise, don't do something like the emojis movie.
Oh, what exactly did the emojis movie do, though?
Okay, so do you plan on watching it or no?
No, I've seen plenty of reviews. It looks horrible. I would not want to waste any of my brain cells that I have left on it.
Yeah, it's a very bad movie. It's obviously just a corporate cash grab at this point. It's just a bunch of advertisements for. Yeah. So the premise of the emoji movie was that the main character, I think his name is Emmett. I believe it's Emmett or so. But he's a meh. He's a meh emoji. He's just a meh emoji. But the problem was he has multiple emotions for some reason, which is bad because considering in the world of Textopolis, where this takes place, you can only have one emotion. If you do not, you are seen as a defect. The premise of the story is about being yourself, because Emmett's problem causes the owner of the phone to want to get a factory reset, which could kill them all. And this is where I believe a YouTuber by the name of Possum Review.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. He mentioned the problem where it was like most people, like, because if you wanted to send a positive message to be yourself, he was saying being yourself should not endanger the entire universe.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to endanger society, because to say, oh, be yourself. Yeah, well, being myself nearly just got my whole entire world killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He especially does it very well within the Fred movie review, which I remember.
Oh, I didn't get to see that yet, but go ahead.
Oh my God! His review was exactly how I felt when I first watched the movie, and I first watched it when I was 13.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, that was 10 years ago, and I thought to myself, how the hell did Fred, out of all the creative geniuses, especially at the time, get his own freaking movie? There are so many animators, so many freaking voice actors, so many different actual talented YouTubers, and they give it to this spaz.
Oh yeah, and like also the guy who made Breadwinners, Jesus Christ, it's like you couldn't have chosen a worse person.
Yeah, and I think Fred, he's actually fallen into obscurity now.
Yeah, he has, because he used to be is it true that he was
the most subscribed. He was the most subscribed.
First, but now PewDiePie is up there, I think, so.
Yeah. And he's not only faded into obscurity, he sold his channel, and now that channel is completely dead. Because he wanted to move on from Fred. I think he said in his Lucas Cruikshank, I think that's his real name. Lucas released a vlog, and I was just curious as to like what happened to the guy. It turns out he has his own channel. It's just Lucas now, and he explained that Fred just got boring after a while. He ran out of ideas. He didn't know what else to do with the character, and he just wanted to move on from it. So he sold his channel. But Possum Reviews talked about the premise of the story, which was that the idea is that Fred. The premise of it is to always try to, I'm trying to figure out a good word to put it, is to just be yourself, and people should accept you for who you are, even if it's obnoxious. And the problem with Fred is that he is a terrible character to be an inspiration for said message or premise, because he stalks Judy. He's constantly yelling at his mom and doing unacceptable, socially unacceptable things, even so far to the point where it just, you can't even really root for him to succeed. He's not the lovable scoundrel, the obnoxious funny guy. He is just a guy who you just look at and say, am I supposed to cheer for him? Yeah, you just look at him and I say, wait, this is the person who I have to hope succeeds.
Yeah. Jeez, that must be annoying.
It was. I remember one time a friend of mine on his on a live stream dared me for a whole hour to watch the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sadly, you can't find it, and that would be the only time you get a face reveal.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah. So, but I'm sitting there, and I remember I'm watching like halfway through, and I'm like, oh my god, how much longer do I have? And he says, it's only been 20 minutes.
Oh,
I said, how long is it? How long is this movie? He says, an hour and 30.
Oh god.
And they said, this is worse than when you made me watch Sword Art Online.
Oh jeez. Let's see. Well, let's see.
Sword
Apparently,
Art Online's not that bad.
I mean, to each their own, man. But
Depends.
Yeah.
I can't stand the show. Or in this case, I could say I cannot stand the show for its ways of lying. In which I'd be okay with it if they just came forward and said, "Look, it is a harem. It technically is a harem. Okay, fine. You know, you can make whatever the hell you want, but don't tell me it's not a harem."
Yep.
I mean, it has some moments. I give it that. I mean, for one, I will say I love the official soundtrack to Sword Art Online. It is incredible. It's amazing, and I love the animation, and I love the design of the back of the settings and the areas. There, it's really well done, and the voice acting is pretty decent.
What do you guys think so far?
Ooh, I like it.
Thanks. I really like the ceiling that I had. Actually, I think that's a fun idea with the indent.
The little gap.
Yeah, the little gap. I might put some things up there later, but I'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's pretty cool.
So, what do you plan on adding to your story, though? What do you plan on adding to your story?
It's more of what now I'm adding to my story. It's what I'm taking away from the story because it's just too fucking big when I first started out.
Yeah, you said it started off as a comic.
It started out as a comic, yes, but it wasn't just so much the illustrations that had to be done. It was the fact that there were so many characters, and I had to get rid of so many of them, like half the characters I had, or even possibly more, or combine them. So that's a big thing I do. Like if there's like too many characters, I'll like, oh, okay, these two characters are very similar. I'll just combine them because the chemistry teacher and Hayaki's Character fuse, yeah. Because originally Hayaki's mother was originally two different women, but then I'm like, oh wait, they're so similar, they might as well just be the same person. Because originally both her parents were going to be police officers, but then I decided, I'm going to make that would actually make the conflict more interesting because, well, I guess spoilers, the mom turns out to be one of the bad guys. I'm not going to say what she does though. Yet.
Okay.
But let's just say she contributes to why Reba becomes a double agent for Amon.
Actually sounds... I'm actually kind of interested. I really actually want to read this.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, if you want to read... I have the whole first chapter up of the original. I had a website, but everything changed with Fire Nation Attack. But no, I ran out of... I was very irresponsible with my spending, so I couldn't end up re-hosting the domain. I barely used it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have the website anymore. So I'm probably going to have to... I'm going to sell the old copy on Etsy instead because people have already paid for the old copy of the second chapter already. So
Etsy's probably the best place to sell it.
Yeah, okay. So, it might sell in the future if my work does become more popular so people can see where my crappy beginning was. But I do have the original start of the comic up on, let's see, where is the old series? Outdated. I can give you the link because I got the old pages up, but basically it's going to have the same premise as this, but it's just going to be fixed completely because Masuda's not going to be there anymore. Or let's see, I have the first chapter plus the first 5 pages of the second chapter that I had up. So yeah, basically 2 characters that get completely cut, or actually there's 3 characters that get completely cut because originally there was going to be a different person in charge of UA Academy, but then I decided, oh wait, just to make it easier, because Tarlok's mother was going to be important anyways.
Mhm.
So I decided, oh fuck it, she's not doing anything, like, because I think she died in canon from the way Tarlok brought her up, but I think, oh, why not just make her the headmistress, because that way you could, or because after her one son supposedly died and her husband died, it's like, okay, I inherited this this from my dad, so I might as well just take it over.
By the way, this just came into mind when we were talking about fan fictions and the stories. You mentioned romance or just romance stories are probably one of the most difficult to
get right.
Yeah. There can be there's no better example of probably one of the worst ways to write a romance story than to go to the WWE fandom. There is no worse way than to just look at using real life as an example, and you can definitely see the obsessive nature of what most fans are like, especially when it comes to, I hate to say this, women.
Yeah, I know. Women are just like, it's like I don't get what it is with it's like, because if guys do that shit, it's like, oh, you're a huge creep, but with girls, it's like, oh, it's okay if you do that.
Oh, it's okay, girl. You could definitely do that.
Yeah.
It's just so bad because you mentioned romance. It is very difficult. But like I said, if you go onto the WWE fandom, you can use that as inspiration of what not to do. I can't tell you how many times I have seen some woman fanfic writer who writes a WWE fanfiction that goes on to ship themselves with probably one of the most popular superstars on the roster. And you could definitely tell they're an insert of themselves. You can definitely see it. There's just no way of hiding it, even if you call them out for it. They say, no, it's not me, okay? The way you describe yourself in your bio and the way you're describing this person in their story, it's you. Don't deny it, okay? You're a terrible liar.
Yeah, the thing is with romance, because I wanted to avoid it so much in my first story, at least, I might have some, like, small romantic subplots, like very, very small romance plot in my next story, my original story that I'm working on. But the thing is, it's more of like, the only reason I would be adding it is because it would add to the overall theme that I'm not going to give away. But basically, yeah, it's basically the big adding it to add to the bigger picture in the end. But basically, I actually made Reba asexual just so people would not be like, ew, you're getting them with this person.
Yeah.
Originally, like, back, like, way beforehand, like, I actually came up with Reba back in middle school, or not middle school, that was way before Korra even was out. Back in high school, just made her for shits and giggles, and then I decided, okay, I want to actually do something with this, so I practiced my writing. I was actually thinking, oh, should I give her a boyfriend? And I was originally going to give her a boyfriend. Also, she was going to have an older sister, but she just completely got cut because that'd be too much of a self-insert, because I actually have an older sister as well, so too many similarities.
And also to anyone who's viewing this, if you're going to write a romance story, be a man or a woman, please do not use rape as a background story for constant use. Just don't use that as a reason to want to love someone, okay? That is not how it works.
Ew, they seriously just use that as a go-to thing? Oh, it's terrible.
Okay, so there were 3 fan fictions I wrote. 2 of them were in the WWE. One was in, I forgot where it was. But it's so disgusting how they wrote it. So I'm just going to sum it down to how it went. They basically said that the person really not only fell in love for their beauty, but because they wanted to show them that they were worthy of love because they were raped. It's like, okay, people don't seem to understand. Rape has a huge impact on the psyche of a person, regardless of who it is. It has a huge impact. They cannot, and it lasts for a long time. They develop a isolated kind of mind, and not even kind of, an isolated mind in which they just do not want to be anywhere near. They can't even trust anyone, no matter how many times they tell them, the person would tell them how much they love them, how much they care about them. That is not an easy thing to get away from. And they don't just fall in love because someone is being nice to them.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's
that
one
sort of
thing
thing
that would have to take
trust.
yeah, that would have to take quite a while of time to gain like quite a bit of trust over a long period of time before you could ever actually want to even think about that kind of thing ever again.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine were looking that kind of stuff up, and I'm just like, oh my god, if I see another story on here that uses a character that's been raped who just falls in love with the next person that they're supposed to be shipped with, I'm throwing myself off a cliff.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I can't do this. What is it with these people? Just it baffles me, and not to mention with the shipping in and itself, with you shipping yourself, it's there's no development that I see in most fan fiction stories when it comes to romance. It's just kind of love at first sight. Oh, they're already describing how they felt when they first look at them. I've never looked at a woman that I thought was pretty and thought, oh, it's love at first sight. I mean, I've seen a person and I've seen a woman probably said, oh, she's kind of pretty, or yeah, she's pretty. Never did I think there could be something connected between us.
Oh jeez, yeah, I hate that in romance.
If that worked, I wouldn't be single right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I probably would have been married long ago.
And I would have
I would have
moved
been
out of
married
my
long ago
parents'
if that was
place
true.
already.
Yep.
Hopefully that won't have to wait too much longer, but yeah, that's basically the one thing I'm trying to avoid. I'm avoiding like the plague in the first story I'm working on, but let's see. Well, I'm kind of on the fence about this even because I actually wrote an essay, or 2 essays technically. Crow, did you see the essay I wrote on, was it 2 essays I wrote on the Legend of Korra? One was on the fact that the mediocre handling of the politics, which was something that really hurt the Legend of Korra.
Ooh, yeah.
And
I read that.
And the one, like, this is like even more, like, I was surprised that it got even more people upset was the thing that hurt, or let's see, what really hurt the Legend of Korra is Korra, and then there was Legend of Korra Part 2, the worst episode I wrote. And the reason for that, let's see, maybe I'm just gonna, let's see if I can go through and sum it up. But basically here, I'll give you the link if you're interested. Copy this. There we go. Basically, the worst episode was Spirit of the Competition because like that was like solely focused on romance. It wasn't a subplot. It was just romance between the characters, and it was handled awful. And it just made, and this was a very early, very, very early on episode. It wasn't the first one, but it was still too early. Plus, it was also right after a very serious episode. And it was like total, not only was it tonal whiplash, but they basically made the characters very unlikable. It made them extremely unlikable, and I think because that is the thing that is most to blame for why people got so angry at Korra to begin with, even like with later decisions. Because like, I might as well just address the elephant in the room when she gets together with Asami at the end. I feel like not even then, like say what you will about that, but even then, I will argue that even like if it were not for the Spirit of the Competition, people, even with Korra and Asami getting together, not nearly as many people would be angry at that, because there was a lot of because oops, sorry about that. In Spirit of the Competition, there was like, because they weren't clear about, because Bolin basically asked Korra out, and that was not made clear whether or not they were boyfriend, girlfriend, or they were just going on casual dates. So there was, and then when she kissed Mako, there's a lot of accusations of cheating going around, and that started like a huge ship war between the fans. So the fact that it was the whole episode was focused on romance, and they did not make their relationships clear, was like, that's that was horrible. Never had any kind of ambiguity in like your romance story. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, make it very clear who's committed to who.
Yeah, exactly. It was clear that Asami and, let's see, because I think even with Asami and Mako, it was a little vague, because I mean they seem to be more serious together, but even then it's like, you know, are they planning to get, are they saying, oh, let's get married soon or something? We don't know. Because, and also because the ship wars were even worse in Voltron, because the thing is, because the ambiguity for Korra was bad enough, because the thing I realized, because at least the good thing is there was no ambiguities with age, but with Voltron,
the shipping.
The
The Shipping Wars of Voltron. Now that's an event I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh dear. Thankfully, I was not in any of that, but because because Korra, the Korra ship wars were bad enough that I wanted to avoid that romance in my own story. But Jesus Christ, like there was like a lot of people who would like ship characters who were like older or younger each other, and considering there was no, there was the vagueness and they weren't clear with the age groups. So there was a lot of accusations of pedophilia going on top of that. Yikes.
Yeah, that's what creeped me out when I first heard about it.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, the biggest problem was, because here, I'm probably gonna give you the link to also this video, or actually, if you've seen my other, or if you read this, you'll probably just watch it, but basically, the one editor was on, and she explained the biggest problem with, the ship wars was, like there's a lot of, like she was saying, it was like they were running down a whole laundry list of all the ways to start a ship war. And the biggest one she pointed out was ambiguities. And it was bad enough in Korra, like I said, because you were not clear about how serious the relationship was. So then, all these accusations of cheating go around. But now you have these characters, you're not clear about what the characters' ages are. Ooh. Statutory rape at best.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, it would have been like, yeah, because the thing is, we don't know how old. What was the princess's name? Shoot.
Oh, great. That's going to drive me nuts.
Crap. Okay, yeah. Alora? Alora, that's it. Yeah. Alora, because she's supposed to be over 10,000 years old. But we don't. But that doesn't necessarily because that's how long she'd been asleep for. We don't know how old she was before that.
So we know how they knew how old she was chronologically. They didn't know how old she was. They didn't know exactly how old she was biologically.
Yeah, exactly.
Does she look young biologically speaking?
Looks like she would be at least a teenager because the thing is, she's not human either. It'd be one thing if she was human, but even then, because if you're going to compare this to Aang and Avatar: Last Airbender, because even if they're like, a certain amount of years old, because like say if you're going to ship Aang with a much older character, yes, technically he's 112 years old, but he is still physically and mentally the age of a child, a 12-year-old. So that would still be pedophilia if you were to ship him with someone in their 20s. Because that specifically refers to children who have not reached puberty. Pedophilia, not hebephilia, is when you're attracted to children who have reached puberty. Just to be clear about that. But because like let's see, I don't know, let's say biologically, like her age of like her species, you don't know when they reach sexual maturity, so or even mental maturity. So
that's always been something that scares me about fan fiction. Just the hebephilia and the pedophilia. It just creeps me out.
I mean, it's one thing if like a teenager writes something, because like a lot of times they'll write themselves with someone older. It's like, okay, that's cringy, it's creepy, but it's like they don't know any better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of mixed on that. I'm kind of mixed. I'm just like I don't even know at all, especially because it's the internet. Anyone can say, "Oh, I'm just a teenager writing my teenage self to be with someone older." Okay, I don't know you, dude. You're just a name. Okay, you're just a name at this point.
Yeah.
Although you can probably tell what the person's age is if you see them on the rest of social media. You can probably tell easily what their age is by the way they behave. So,
well, then again, you might meet a 30-year-old who acts like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Like you can tend to be able to tell how old someone is by their speaking patterns or whatever, or the way they type, or rather.
Yep. Oftentimes, millennials do a lot more spelling errors versus older people.
Included. Thanks, public school.
I'm the exception.
Yeah, you were homeschooled.
I drive best on the...
Homeschooled. Yeah, you got off easy, buddy.
Oh yeah. Just pour those ADHD pills down my throat.
Yeah, me. I was lucky to have graduated from a charter school.
Lucky.
A private high school.
Nice.
Yep.
Lucky.
Yeah, I am lucky because, yeah, basically shortly after I went to that private high school, it went to shit.
Oh crap.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, nobody's going to get the kind of quality education I did at that school anymore.
Oof.
By the way, Koi.
Yeah.
This is a bad joke. It's probably going to go on poor taste. Please tell me you don't have author notes every chapter.
Oh no, don't worry.
I'm
not planning.
Where did that come
Oh,
from, by the
no.
way? What is it? What is it with author's notes?
Author's note. This is a
I don't-
chemistry joke. If you don't get it, look it up on Wikipedia.
I just kept.
Oh,
What
no.
is it with that? What is it with that? What is it with that? Okay, if there's
Oh,
an
no.
author's note, I only need an author's note if there's something that's been changed. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I need. That's the only time I need an author's note. I don't need an author's note to welcome me back to a new chapter. Okay, this isn't freaking Dragon Ball Z. I don't need a recap.
Well, if it's like a really long-running fan fiction, maybe, but even then.
I just remember one time I'm reading a fan fiction with a friend of mine. This was back in high school, and I saw another author's note, and one of the things we were reading, I'm like, I swear to God, if they say author's note in the next chapter, I'm going to find them and I'm going to punch them in the throat.
Jeez.
Yeah. I did want to make, speaking of going into YouTube channels, kind of changing the subject, I wanted to make a video, but it's kind of been done to hell already. It was make fun of life hacks.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Oh god, life hacks are like the lowest of the low on YouTube. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's like right above the really nasty shit, like people posting legit child porn and like crush porn as it's called.
Yeah. The life hacks, there was a YouTuber, Digby the Goat.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. Oh,
I think he's still doing. You
Yeah,
think he's still doing YouTube?
He has not uploaded in so long. I'm sorry, dude.
It's fine. He's still active. I know that. He's just
Yeah.
more like been very I think he's just taking a break at this point.
Yeah.
But I remember he was my favorite comment of his on the life hack was it was this weird contraption where it made like a perfect circle, which obviously was edited, and he mentioned, you could just use a compass or something. He says, and by the way, don't ever use something like this in real life, okay? You look like a jackass, and if I see you using it, I'm gonna snap your neck.
My favorite one is the part where he talks about he's giving them a hard time for making a bleach pen, and then imitating someone saying, "Oh, but what if they don't have a bleach pen?" And he says, help." Okay, he was saying, if you have time to play around with bleach, you need to get a job.
He's a cool dude. He's funny. I hope he goes back to making YouTube videos soon.
I talked to him once in a while on Twitter. Or he's responded. I commented on some of his posts, and he's responded. So, although he's his sense of humor, his sense of humor does not work in text form. Is all I'm going to say, because a lot of people get angry at him, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say it like that." Because you don't.
Yeah, you got to actually talk to him in order to know what he's trying to imply, especially when he's joking around.
Yeah.
He's also the one who introduced me to, what's his name? Not really introduced, but just made me familiar with him. Mysterious Mr. Enter, I think that's his name.
I followed him beforehand. Yeah, Mr. Enter's gotten much better. I mean, poop on all.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, poop on the old him all you want, but he has improved quite a bit.
I do have a problem recently that he was reviewing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series, and I'm not a general fan of it. I watched a full episode. It's not terrible. It's just more like it comes down to I guess I'm just stuck with the classics. Obviously, I've gotten a little bit older, so it's just not what it used to be. But also the animation, I guess, is just not for me. It's just it's more like it's a different style. But you know what? It's still good. It did a good job. Mr. Enter admitted he didn't even bother finishing an episode before he reviewed it.
Dude, you gotta finish the freaking episodes.
I said, buddy, if you could sit down and watch every episode of of SpongeBob where you think Patrick is a prick, you can take the time and effort to watch one episode of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
And
It's not going to kill you.
And Mr. Enter himself said he would never review this, but people have have the willpower to sit down and watch Dingo Pictures, for fuck's sakes. You can tolerate Ninja Turtles for a few minutes.
Yeah, especially considering it's, I believe the series is like broken apart in 15 minutes, I think. I can't really remember, actually.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm wondering if in the future, like, because Dingo Pictures, like, they're not around anymore, so we could probably, like, stream them and not get copyright flagged, maybe, or we react to it. I saw, like, their ripoff of Toy Story, and it was the worst thing I have ever seen, besides really disgusting things where people got their heads chopped off or whatever online.
Wait, what the fuck?
Or no, not that. I mean, get the idea. I've come across really violent pictures. That's the only thing that's worse than Dingo Pictures is seeing something horrible happen to somebody. Jesus Christ.
But because we got off on the subject, though, with the life hacks thing, I would say they are tied with 3 a.m. videos.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh god,
Oh,
guys,
no.
it's 3 a.m. We shouldn't be live streaming right now. Oh my god, who could we summon at this moment? Just especially bringing up what was his name? J Station.
Patrick.
J Station.
Patrick wants his Krabby Patty at 3 a.m. You better summon him.
Okay, how are we gonna summon him? We're gonna need some shorts, and we need a DVD of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. We're gonna need a Ouija board.
Well, he's not alive, so or he's never been dead.
Hang on, we're gonna call Patrick at 3 a.m. Oh my god, he actually came to my house. He actually came, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. Smash that like button right now. This is so intense. Like, just shut the fuck up.
I've always wanted to make a YouTube poop, and I want to do one where it shows Patrick say, "Oh boy, 3 a.m.," but he has his voice distorted, like a demon. Oh boy, 3 a.m.
No.
I think there was a meme that said, "Who makes a YouTube video about 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m."
Or like, let's see, there was that one Icelandic lady, I forget, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Basically, she took morgues, but she gave it the big O with the 2 dots, with the weird accent. Morgues.
Yeah.
This is a very unchristian hour. You ask me why, this is like an Indian, whatever, it's Indian, but I get, why am I up at 3 a.m. listening to Onision? Because this is a very unchristian hour. I'm sorry.
God, Onision. I have not heard that name in years.
That's a name I have not heard in a long time.
Is he even still around?
Did you hear about the scandal, the whole that? I'm not getting into that. Look it up and you'll find it.
No.
If you're, I'm surprised you haven't heard about
the
that.
scandal concerning it was crazy.
Long story short, he's been caught grooming teenage girls. The end.
No shit.
I know, it's who would have saw that coming?
You were gonna say Crow, by the way?
Yeah. Now, basically, it's surprising he's not in jail now.
Yeah, how is he not in prison yet? Like, I'm not a fan of the prison system, but everyone should be going there. If you're gonna throw everyone in a cage, throw them all in there for like the same crime. Throw them all in there, all regardless of their gender or whatever. Maybe age, that's different, but it's like just throw them all in there. Rich, poor, male, female, throw them all in there all at the same time, or the same length of time. If you freaking
but how is Onision not in jail? The guy's he's not only a creep. He's not only a creep, but he is he's a huge manipulator as well. Mm-hmm. He's a huge manipulator. Just the fact that he is not in jail, it just shocks me.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Justice system in this country. Let's not get into politics, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's rich or what the heck is going on.
That, or he just finds some way to. No, it's got to be because he's rich. I was about to say he
Yeah.
finds some way to. He does something. All I know is I've said it before. The fact that Onision is not in jail or being made to eat his own feces is proof that God is dead.
He probably would enjoy that. Yeah, let's not get into that. Oh god. Tastes like pee and smells even worse.
He'd probably make another "I'm a Banana" song, only change it. It's hard to believe that's how he got his fame, because Tosh.0 by accident.
I heard that was him. I saw that video in high school, and then I went and heard like, oh, he got famous off of the "I'm a Banana" song, and I'm like, holy shit, that was him.
Yeah, I thought that was just some guy who made a video because he was bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
I prefer the.
It was a psychopath that came with it.
Do you want a banana? That song I like more.
Oh. Oh.
Why is that a gross song?
It's just it just brings, it's just like, oh god, I can't believe that's him.
Oh, okay, not the "Do You Want a Banana" song. That's a different song, dude.
Oh, okay.
All right, you two can keep talking. I really gotta use the bathroom here.
All right, no problem. What else did I wanted to bring up too? It was shit. Well, I wanted to keep going into that 3 a.m. It's the 3 a.m. thing. It's just really shallow that they're actually YouTubers who do that kind of thing, but mostly when they try to cash grab off of people's death. I think that's one thing I just cannot respect, and especially with what J Station did when he it's a deleted video, but I think they archived it. It was his contacting Etika at 3 a.m. only for him to do something entirely different, and that was berate people because he was talking about how, oh, I actually care about Etika because you know why? Because I've been suicidal for a long time in my life, so I know what it's like. And he tried to downplay it by showing that he donated $2,000 to the foundation to help his family, but you can't really believe that he in fact was doing this out of the kindness of his heart, considering he monetized the video and he was probably making more money off of it than he was donating it. I think he's in jail now, actually. Yeah, think of other videos I'm probably gonna be able to do on the Gary Stu, Mary Sue's. What else would there be? I'm sure maybe Koi could help me out, or maybe you can both can help me out. I'm gonna check to see if that avatar is going to be done anytime soon with the other person, so that way I can finish paying them. Even though I'm going to use Koi to make me the avatars. Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem. I'm watching as we're live streaming some Rooster Teeth videos.
Okay, it doesn't look like anyone's been in the live chat. Oh yeah, because I didn't hand the freaking thing out. Whatever.
Wah, wah, wah. No, hang on. I got a better one. Wait, wait, wait.
Leo, get out of here.
I gotta find that audio clip so I can use it if I ever do a response video. Just anytime someone says something stupid. Wait, wait, wait. I just like to imagine my character giving the default like blank face, just like really face, and just you hear in the background, wait, wait, wait.
All right, let's
Will you
see.
cut that out?
I'm not entirely sure what should be other details I should put in next. Let's see.
Surprise us.
All right. That doesn't exactly help. But okay, let's see. Well, actually, no, that's more for later on with colors. You just like the rectangular look because the thing is, you want kind of like with the character design, like so it doesn't come like a whole clusterfuck. You want to keep like a certain number of shapes. So keep going like based off of like the blocky look you want, or if that's what you want. I mean, yeah.
Mm.
So let's see. Yeah, I like putting like cube holes or whatever. So I'm gonna keep doing that actually.
I remember starting Twitter, by the way, and one of the things that I was told when I started is do not follow Boogie.
Do not follow what?
Boogie 298 or something.
Oh shoot, I think I've heard about them. Oh god, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
I think what a friend of mine told me was do not follow Boogie unless you just love seeing a person complain about everything negative.
oh jeez.
And he was the guy that created the Francis character, the fat dude. And
Does not sound familiar. I'm sorry.
he's the one that talks with that fat guy list that you're a fat, you're a fat, you're a fat.
No,
Why you keep calling me flat online?
No, I don't know.
Well, he has apparently he has a lot of obviously has a lot of mental issues. He has a lot of problems with depression. But one of the issues plaguing was Critical was talking about it, where he was talking about YouTube drama in which there's always those types of videos where when someone's making an apology or something or just talk about an issue, they cry about it on camera. And his question more came into more of he just more asked the question of, I get that if it's a personal thing, it's a sad thing, but why do you feel the need to have to post a video about it? Why do you need to tell the whole entire world what you're going through? It's just gonna make the problem even worse. And one of the things he talked about was Boogie, and he says if you say anything negative, if you even hint at anything negative on his comment, Boogie will find it and he will talk about it, and it will just somehow ruin his day. And then he says, "Oh, and don't even get him started about Reddit. If you bring up Reddit, that's like bringing up Voldemort. It's just a horrible thing to him." And he just goes on a rant about it.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, and he says, and most of these problems he's facing could be easily fixed if he just stepped away from Twitter or just stepped away from the internet. Just take a break or delete your Twitter. Think about how much your life can improve if you just stepped away from the internet.
Or private it even.
Yeah, even that. I always find it weird when people... I recently was just looking up on some Twitter comments, and I found that I was blocked by someone who I've never met on here. I'm like,
get
wait,
that
why?
all the time. Jesus Christ! It's like
I never even met you.
I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? I don't even know who you are.
You've been blocked for existing.
Or because they block you because they see you follow someone they really don't like.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they use this. Yeah, it's probably because they used a bot that's called a block list.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, how pathetic can you be that you have to...
What's that?
You have such a fragile ego that you need to block everyone that has like a dissenting opinion from you.
What's a block list?
And
A bot?
It's a
No,
it's a bot that's
block.
basically... Yeah, it's a bot that's will automatically block anybody that follows somebody that you put on the list. So if I was to, for example, get a bot that's blocks anybody who follows, say, Onision on
Mhm.
Twitter. Yeah, anybody who follows Onision after I've already blocked him gets automatically blocked.
So if you
that
were to
bot.
block Onision, then anyone who is on his followers list will also get blocked.
Mhm. Yep,
That's
automatically
pretty
by that bot.
that's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Why on earth would you take the time to do that? It's just pathetic.
Well, no, that's the thing. It doesn't take any time from you. It's just it saves time.
Sounds like
It's
it.
a web.
Unless you have
Yep.
unless they're like leading people to go after you, it's like even then I don't like to
Mhm.
block people like unless it's like a last resort. Best thing is like if people are sending a bunch of monkeys after you, you just mute them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you could just mute them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I always try to get away though from political things. That way I don't get involved, because I'm more of a guy where if I'm just going to get in drama, it's going to be, oh, this guy says something mean to me in his commentary when he was reviewing. And it's just like, cry me a river, buddy, okay? I'm probably going to say something you don't like to hear, okay? If you don't like my criticism, that's fine. If you don't like that I'm making jokes on your behalf, that's fine. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to say, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it, especially if I'm making a review. Look, if you don't like my video, okay,
Don't watch
fine.
it.
Well, no, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to tell people don't watch it. Fine. If you want to critique what I'm reviewing or how I'm reviewing something, go on ahead. I can't stop you. If you want to say how much of an idiot I am, say how much of a jerk I am, whatever. I'm not going to do what T-Moss Boss or what every reaction channel does. And that's, if you don't like the video, then don't watch it. Because it comes off as you saying, I don't want to hear criticism. I don't want to hear it. If I make a review and it's bad, I want people to tell me it's bad. Even if I think it's good, whatever, just go ahead and tell me it's bad. What do you think I could have done to improve it? Or if you just generally just want to insult me, whatever. I'm probably not going to listen if you're insulting. I'm probably not going to listen. But if you really want to give your opinion on something that I did or what I said or what I was talking about, then fine. You're more than welcome to. I'm not going to do what was that dude's name? Mundane Matt did.
Oh yeah, that guy.
It's hard to believe considering he wrote a book called How to Survive on the Internet. Yeah, you probably should read that book sometime, my friend.
Read what you wrote, yeah.
God, Medicare and Ralph were freaking at it with him.
I don't know who Ralph is, but it sounds a bit familiar.
He hosts a show known as the Kill Stream.
I'm not entirely. I don't think I know that.
He are you familiar with Medicare, Mr. Medicare?
Yeah, I know Mr. Medicare.
Dude's a freaking. he's got a cruel sense of humor, but he's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I just love the way he talks in his videos. It's like he's talking matter-of-factly. Like, what I am saying is fact. And I love when he's when he's funny enough to where he says, oh, but I'm pretty sure this person I'm talking about, no, they don't mean no harm. They're just misunderstood. Oh, what's this? Oh, it turns out they are exactly like that.
Oh, jeez.
I love when he does that. It's just, it has a humorous sense when he's bringing up touchy subjects or just controversial subjects.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's on Twitter going by the name of Mr. Anti-Bully. Yeah, an ironic term.
I wouldn't so much call him a bully. It's like, well, the saying goes, don't feed the trolls unless they're doing something like spreading like very serious accusations about you. Then you can just ignore them.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Keemstar did with the what was that YouTuber that he was involved with?
Oh yeah, there was somebody he accused of being a pedophile, and of course, yeah.
Well, no, but someone else called him a pedophile as well. Grade A Under A, that was his name. Grade A called him a pedophile, and he mentioned it to Mundane Matt in the Ralph retort when in the Ralph retort the kill stream, in which he brought up the fact that He said, look, I had a bunch of people calling me a pedo because of grade A under A, if you remember that. And I didn't flag those videos. Why? Because not only were they not my videos, but because if I did something like that, it would make them think that I was guilty. I was trying to show them, look, you can say it all you want. I've already made it clear I am not. So I said, yeah, that's how you mostly address accusations that aren't true and are based off of no evidence. You just say it's not true. Not true. There's no evidence, and that's all you need to know. It's kind of like when grade A was being accused of having a lawsuit put on Matthew Santoro for plagiarism, and the only way grade could have avoided severe criticism was to just make it clear and just say, no, I didn't. I had nothing to do with it. That's his own doing. But instead, he kind of pushed the boundary. He says, yes, what am I, a guy on YouTube who can barely animate to influence a lawsuit on a large YouTuber? I said, that's the worst thing you could have ever said because you're a guy with nearly 2 million subscribers. Of course, you're going to have some influence. There could have been people who, on your behalf, even though you didn't tell them to, that could have pushed this lawsuit on him. He could have easily avoided this if he just said, nope, I had nothing to do with it. It's weird, considering I'm bringing up grade A, considering he hasn't made a video in a year. And he just vanished off the face of the earth.
I hope for the best.
Yeah, I heard it got bad for him. He just lost his status. Ooh, pretty red lines.
Yeah, that's just a sketch though, dude. Don't worry.
I was like, ooh, I'm seeing spots now. So let's see. I'm not sure what other details, but let's see. Sitting there. I might actually have you do something unique one day because I do want to do a special kind of video, and that's detailing on the anniversary of Ed and Eddie, the cult of personality. It's the show established.
Okay.
With my friend Mr. Cake Dragonman, but I might. That is, if I make the video, I might request that you make an avatar for me and my friend, and to the best of your abilities, just make us designed to look like we're coming out of the animation style of Ed and Eddie.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm pretty good at mimicking most art styles, I think, for the most part, except, well, realistic I could do to a certain extent, but mainly I just do, like, anime style, but I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have something like that, because Ed and Eddie is a show I grew up with, and I love it.
I kind of liked it growing up. It was funny, but my parents, of course, thought it was obnoxious when I did watch it.
Speaking of Cartoon Network shows, do you guys remember that some Christian organization tried to get Billy and Mandy off the air?
No, I did not hear about that.
Apparently, it was worshipping Satanism.
How? It's just the Grim Reaper. It makes fun of all that shit.
Yeah, considering the fact that the Grim Reaper's Jamaican.
Oh.
I guess if it kills me, I won't have to deal with you anymore.
I've not seen that show in such a long time. I gotta watch that. Jeez.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah. I remember, because I was such a grouchy kid growing up, I remember looking at Mandy and like, I want to be just like her when I grow up.
No, you don't.
No, I realize that now. I'm nothing like I used to be now.
You know, I do. I keep thinking to myself, "There's no way this happened." I'm pretty sure I keep making this up. Do any of you remember when they tried making CN Real, Cartoon Network Real?
Oh, you mean like live action?
Yeah.
Oh god, that was horrible.
Yeah, I keep thinking to myself, "There's no way that happened," but I keep remembering a lot of the shows.
Yeah, oh my god, that just blew up in their face. Then they came out with Adventure Time.
Yeah, that saved them.
That saved them, yeah.
You know that was originally supposed to go to Nickelodeon,
Yeah, I know.
and they turned it down for fucking Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Oh no.
And then Nickelodeon tried going to them saying, "Hey, do you want to maybe work out a deal actually where we can air it on both our shows?" And Cartoon Network essentially, they didn't really say this, but they just say, "Why don't you suck these nuts?" Yeah. Yeah, Cartoon Network was not having it. They just told them, "Work with
Yeah,
what you
it's like-
got."
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Adventure Time was oh boy, a lot of the last good shows, Regular Show, Amazing World of Gumball, Adventure Time. Oh goodness, they're done now.
Yeah.
Now what do we got?
Thundercats Roar.
Wait, what?
No, actually, no. I think that actually got canceled, or not so much canceled, but just so much shit happened behind the scenes. They're like, "Fuck this, we're done. We're not making any more."
They made a Thundercats remake?
Yeah, you didn't even hear about that? Holy crap!
I heard that there was something like that. I thought that was just a joke, though.
Wait, where'd Crow go? Here, let me add him again. Hello.
Yeah, the thing. I got kicked.
What?
I don't know what.
Maybe just shitty
How that-
internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't think there was a Thundercats remake. I thought that was a joke.
Thundercats.
It's
Roar-
not. Don't
joke.
worry. It's
That's not a
it's,
joke.
It's terrible, but don't worry. It's barely getting anywhere.
Okay, thank God, because I saw the trailer for it, and I remember hearing the voice actor in the animation. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna make me puke.
Yeah.
Oh, there's this
It
one
would be
woman I follow. There's this one
Amazing
woman
if
I
it was a
follow.
parody, but no.
Oh, if I can interject, there's a really funny thing because there's one really funny woman I follow called J Long Bone. I think she calls herself. She was making fun of the trailer, the introduction of it, and he had the main guy there. I don't know what his name is, but he's like, "What? You don't know what a Thundercat is?" And she says, "Apparently, neither do you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's just like, you don't know what a Thundercat is? It's like, oh God, it's like cheese. It's like a cheese grater to my ears.
Ouch.
Here, make it stop. But they actually made it. They actually made episodes for it now.
There's only a few. I think, like I said before, there was just so much bullshit going on behind the scenes. Like, not only was it really horribly addressed, I think one of the writers or the animators actually got arrested for something rather serious. So,
Oh shit.
So yeah, not only
bad.
so yeah, basically they're in. It's just in development hell now, and it's never gonna come back, thankfully.
Oh, spaghetti-o.
Indeed.
You know, I think the same art style that they use. What's it called that they use?
Cal
The art
Arts.
style, Cal Arts.
One of
Someone-
the worst styles ever. Yeah.
This was on Facebook. They were trying to. A person made this as a joke to try and create a. Like a scare, but they made Cal Out style Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh God.
And yeah, and they said, yep, new Ed and Eddie reboot coming in 2019. And of course it ended up being a joke. The person who made it said, no, I made it as a joke. It's not going to come out. It's just a joke. But someone took the same picture and they asked Danny Antonucci, the creator of Ed, Ed and Eddie, how he would feel if they wanted to make a remake of or a reboot of Ed and Eddie. He only responded with 2 words on Twitter: "Fuck off." Yeah, that's. Yeah, he just essentially, they said, how would you feel about them remaking Ed and Eddie with this kind of animation style? And he just wrote, "Fuck off." And I even did a little research on Danny Antonucci. Does anyone remember how MTV used to look back in like the 90s?
Yeah.
Those weird like those weird looking like almost on acid trip like animations.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Danny Antonucci made that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Whoa.
Yeah, he made that. And the reason he made Ed, Ed and Eddie was because a few of his friends at MTV made a bet with him saying he could not create a child-friendly TV show.
Well, he did.
And he did, technically, I guess you could say.
Well, he did.
If I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know if I were to have kids. I don't know if I would let them watch it.
Ed and Eddie?
Maybe they were a bit older, I would let them watch, but very young age, I don't think I would let them.
No, it's got some. It has dark elements.
And maybe if they're old, yeah, when they're older, maybe I would let them watch it. But
how does a robot even sneeze? Oi! I didn't even know I had a sense to smell.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's just funny how Danny Antonucci just responded to the whole thing, and it just kind of came out of left field. People did not expect him to just say that.
I think that's what I would have said with my own creation. Hey, do you want a reboot of this? Fuck off.
Yeah. The only reason you'll quote unquote reboot something is to make it better than it was originally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to use the CalArt style to improve upon something that was obviously better than it.
Yeah.
CalArt style is just too simplistic.
And it's like, well, I don't know. I hate to like criticize. I'm sure it has its place because it was fine in things like Gumball, like things that are meant to be simple. But it's like anything other than that, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. You don't put Teen Titans on CalArt style, especially not a series.
Oh god, Teen Titans Go.
No.
Yeah.
That was failed, and I'm gonna be one of those few people who's gonna say, I personally believed it could have gone somewhere if it was done right.
Yeah.
It could have actually gone somewhere.
I mean, technically, there's no such thing as bad ideas. It's bad execution.
Yeah, because Teen Titans Go, I could see what the idea behind it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be a parody to DC Comics, specifically Teen Titans, which would have been okay had it not been that the makers of the series admitted they had never heard of Teen Titans, the original series, nor had they ever read any DC Comics.
Bruh.
Oh,
yeah.
Bruh.
So that's why a lot of the characters felt so out of place, especially if you were going to make if you were going to exaggerate them.
I heard the same thing with the She-Ra there, or Hera, as I like to jokingly call it. Well, let's see. Well, actually, the thing is, it wasn't that bad from what I saw, but apparently, I follow. Do you know Clownfish TV?
No.
Okay, well, basically, they do. It's this or I guess you could say they this husband and wife, and they do have their kids on once in a while. They talk about controversies in certain industries, like what's going on now. And they upload every day, and the wife grew up watching the original She-Ra, and she absolutely hated the reboots.
I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter, the new She-Ra series, and because I never watched the original, I don't really have much of an opinion because I don't know what the original was like and what the new one is like now.
Like, I think some of the designs have improved, except for Hera's. Oh my god, that was horrible. That design, but yeah, basically because the woman said, what'd she say? It was more like Sailor Moon, apparently. It's like, she said the characters were almost nothing like the originals, and it's like, it wouldn't have been so much of an issue, like the story, maybe it would have been better if it was like, it could have been like a clone or a spiritual successor of She-Ra, and it would have been fine, but of course, then it wouldn't have taken off quite as much, but... All right, what do you think now? It's getting there.
I'm actually liking it. I like the little... I was about to say, are you creating microwaves? And I realized, they're screens, they're monitors. Let's say, why did I think of microwaves?
You want a microwave in there?
I'm a robot. I'll short circuit.
Oh, okay. Oh, my cat Maddie's up here.
Anyone a fan of WWE?
No.
Darn.
Just to let you know, I have a cat named Maddie, and she enjoys getting up on my workspace here, so if I start getting very agitated, that's because of her.
Okay. I was just going to say, for anyone who watches this, if you're a fan of WWE, if anyone remembers that old... I just got a notification. If anyone remembers that old tag team group Crime Time with Shad and JTG. Big news just came out. Shad has gone. Shad has gone missing.
Okay, there's Pro again.
Yeah, he has gone missing,
Jeez, what the hell?
and he has gone missing, and he was last seen at a venue for WWE tour, but no one knows where he went.
Jeez, that's weird. It's too bad.
He was very popular. It was Crime Time was a popular group. They were known for just doing a lot of shenanigans backstage, to where they were just doing what you would normally see in the back alleys of Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I think the funniest moment of theirs was when one of the famous WWE Diva legend Lita was retiring. They had her box as she was like getting booed by the audience because she was retiring. It was her official last match, and they came out with her box full of her things, and they said, "We're gonna have ourselves a little garage sale." No. We're not gonna have a garage sale. We're gonna have us a wholesale. And they just started pulling things out of her box, saying, "How much we got? How much we got? We got a fan right here. How about this? We hear $20 right here. Do we got $40? We got $40. How about $35?" And so on. And they just started selling everything in her box to every fan.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then the last time they're like, "I think we're all out." They're like, "I think we're all out." No, actually, we're not allowed. We got Lita's box right here. Lita's box. Holla at your boy. How much we want for Lita's box? It's like all you have is an empty box, but there's the stuff that used to hold her things, and they're like, "Okay, we got the box now. How much we selling for the box?"
Here, how do you
They
like,
were-
how do you
Go
like
ahead.
this levitating stool? I guess.
Ooh, it floats. I
Yeah.
believe I can fly.
I don't like that song. Okay, whatever.
Well, I'm
sorry.
gonna sing it.
Alright, guess I can't stop you.
Yeah, I'm a robot. You don't have command over me. And if you play Detroit Become Human, then you know I have gone defect.
Oh no. I haven't seen that, but
I've got no deviant. Sorry, shit. Why did I say defect? Deviant. I've become a deviant.
oh my.
Yes, indeed. You want to, if you do play video games, you should give Detroit Become Human a try. A lot of people give it mixed reviews, but I personally like it.
Alright, maybe I'll think about it. I tend to be more for like cartoony style games though. That's just me.
It's kind of serious, but the reason I like it is because it's every choice you have affects the story further on.
I see.
I can give you a synopsis of it if you want.
Okay,
Was
go
that-
for it.
It's based off of 3 characters and their journeys of it all depends on what you do. And this story kind of plays out where if they die, keep in mind, if one of the characters dies, then you will not play them anymore. That means you can say if one of the characters were to die, then that means you can only play as 2 characters now, and you're going to follow their story.
Mm-hmm.
But it follows the story of 3 different androids. One named Marcus, one named Kara, and the other Connor. Kara story is that she becomes deviant by helping a little girl who has an abusive drug abusing father by having it that they're trying to escape to Canada. They're going to escape to Canada because over in Canada they're more relaxed with their androids, specifically ones that start to deviate and start thinking for themselves. They're more lax with them, and they allow them to live like humans. Marcus was the servant to a famous painter who dies of a heart attack after his son starts attacking Marcus, causing Marcus to become deviant and fight back to defend himself, to which the police end up shooting him and killing him, and then he reactivates and he leads a revolt. He leads, depending on what you choose, either a peaceful or violent uprising of all androids. demanding equal rights. Connor is different from the two. He is a deviant hunter. He is made by the people who made the androids as sort of a detective / police officer who hunts down androids who become deviant and shuts them down. His entire story arc is either you can make him obedient to where he will accept the fact that he does not think he is alive and he is nothing more than a machine, or start to understand what it means to truly be free.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm an android and I'm cooler because I just got bored. I didn't need a reason to become human. I was just bored.
It sounds like kind of like Blade Runner.
Yeah, sort of.
Crow's still on. Did he get kicked again? Yeah, he get kicked again.
Crows. He's eating nothing but crows.
Ha 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 ha. All right, let's see. Is he in the YouTube chat? I just now gave out the link.
Yeah, I saw that too, especially I saw the message on Twitter.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much of a pain in the ass to get him back in here, so let me just message him.
Alright. I might have to get going in a bit.
No. All right, let's see. We can work on this more. Let me know when you can work on this more. But I think this is one of our better. This is one of my better streams, though. So that's good.
It looks like it's turning out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of my guests don't have much to say, but you've had a lot, so I'll have to have you on. I'll have to have you on a lot more often.
Yeah, I might watch a few Filthy Frank videos before I go to bed.
All right.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, I know him. He's funny.
Did you see on Twitter that they were trying to start a Joji, which is the guy who pretty much did Filthy Frank? They were trying to do a Joji is over party.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, their reason was because the people. It first started off, and then it led later on down the line. But it started off with they just discovered that Joji was Filthy Frank. And I just thought, Jesus Christ, you look at this guy and you can instantly tell he was Filthy Frank, and now you guys are telling me now you just figured it out?
I mean, he does look a little bit different in the costume, but...
Boss, I have the cancer.
So wait, what do they have? I mean,
yeah, further on down the line, they found out that he was saying sexist and racist things when he was Filthy Frank.
Oh, as Filthy Frank, a fucking character.
Yeah, and people were trying to explain, his bio pretty much states that it's nothing but a character. He was doing this to be funny. But if you listen to Joji's music, you would know that Filthy Frank was made with the intention of helping him deal with a lot of mental issues as well as relationship problems he had in the past.
Yeah.
And there was one post where this person was like, I don't care if you tell me it's satire, okay? It's not an excuse.
Not to mention, not only is the character, his character's called Filthy Frank. He's supposed to be disgusting.
What's up, ladies? The king is back. Ladies, I know this might seem hard to believe, but I'm single. I love when he said that in one of his videos. I'm single. He starts singing. He starts dancing to R. Kelly.
God damn it.
He was so great. Why did he? It's cringy in my opinion, but there were people leaving comments one time in one of his videos. They're old comments now, but it was only Filthy Frank could call out the absurd culture that we live in now. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Yeah. Damn it.
When we needed Filthy Frank the most, he vanished. All right, well, I might as well get the heck out of here. I gotta, hang on, shut down and charge.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you on.
Good to be on.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to have more crossovers, so look forward to that, everybody.
Maybe one day you and me can do a collab.
All right. Seriously, like you're one of the better guests I've had on. Not that my friends aren't great, but we just don't have much to talk about. All right. Good night.
Good night to you.